You're watching a special presentation of ESPN 8, The Ocho, on ESPNU.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we are for week 10 of the Players Club Tecmo Bowl simulation. We got slightly fewer games, but I believe they're of a higher quality, mostly head-to-head matchups, so a lot of playoff implications this week. To start off with, we have Stanley and Houston hosting Jacksonville. We have Troy with Buffalo visiting Miami, and then we hit the meat of our lineup. Kevin Baltimore will be at Ian in Minnesota. After that, New England will be at Tampa Bay, owned by Travis. And then the three big matchups, Chris Horner with his LA Rams will be hosted by Chris Felice and San Francisco 49ers. And then we have Jake and his Detroit Lions, hosted by Matt and Washington. And to cap it all off, Greg and his Philadelphia Eagles will be hosted by Richie and the Green Bay Packers. In the booth today with me is once again Greg the Governor Davis. Say hi to the folks, Greg.
Travis, hello, and hello to all you sports fans out there. We're ready to go for an exciting Week 10 slate.
All right, let's quit dilly-dallying and get to some football. So, as I said before, up first we have Houston, owned by Stanley Colt, hosting Jacksonville Jaguars, and let's get to it. Take it away, Greg.
Now, Stanley, of course, has been on a torrid comeback trail after starting off the season pretty slow. Now he's vaulted himself up into 5th place in the standings, which is really just a remarkable turnaround from where he was previously. So Stanley 6-2 with a 72-point differential, and we'll see if he can keep it going against the woefully underperforming Jacksonville Jaguars. Texans on their first possession. Stroud back to pass. He sees a lane. Stops. Oh, he finds his man. It's Nico Collins. Nico Collins, who had a monster game last week, including a couple of really long receptions and a couple of touchdowns. And he gets the Texans off and rolling. Oh my gosh, he's wide open deep down the field. It's Tank Dell, and Stroud finds him on the deep reception. A touchdown! The Houston Texans strike first on a 50-plus yard completion from C.J. Stroud to Tank Dell. My word, how can they leave him that wide open? Looked like a busted coverage, not even a play action. I think Tank Dell pulled the double move, and there was a lot of attention being paid to Nico Collins, as there should be, but the speedster Tank Dell wide open down the middle of the field for the touchdown. Now it's Jacksonville's turn to answer. Jacksonville, of course, being led by Trevor Lawrence, who thus far in his career hasn't quite lived up to the billing. He was heralded as a generational talent coming out of the draft a couple years ago. He has seen numerous offensive coordinator changes, head coach changes, so maybe hasn't maximized his potential. But there he is, finding his receiver down at the bottom of the screen for about a 25-yard pickup, which is encouraging. Now, play action, bootleg, Lawrence, and he finds his man Thomas down the field. That's Brian Thomas, the rookie, who's looking phenomenal this season. Absolute specimen. Here it is again. This time they do the handoff, and it's good for a couple yards. Lawrence hands off to Bigsby, and Tank cuts back, and he's in for the touchdown. So Jacksonville answering the Houston Texans opening drive touchdown with a touchdown of their own, going tit for tat here early on in the first quarter. kick is up and good, and we're tied at 7. Houston's hallmark this season has been their defense, led by D'Amico Ryans, who has been just really, really tremendous so far. Of course, this is an AFC South matchup, which are always harder to predict, of course. Oh, there's Nico Collins, wide open on the left sideline, and he's taken down inside the 30. Well, this Jacksonville defense, and especially the secondary, better start shoring up because they're leaving men wide open left and right. And there's Nico Collins again for a 25-yard strike. Nico Collins, the jewel of this offense. Oh my gosh, just a pitch and catch to Tank Dell. Tank Dell, his second receiving touchdown of the game. CJ Stroud left no doubt. He's looked at him the entire way. The secondary, again, I haven't seen them all game. Where have they been? The defensive coordinator of these Jacksonville Jaguars better start figuring it out because they cannot keep leaving these Texans weapons open like that. And that's the end of the first quarter. A quick 14-7 here in favor of the Texans. And Bigsby with an 11-yard gain on first down run. A lot of people expected ETN to take the majority of the work here, but Tank Bigsby has really ate into his workload. There's ETN on the pass. Oh, and the Texans sniffed that one out right away. The blitz come in. ETN couldn't get away from it. Tank Bigsby off the right side. Now Lawrence from the gun surveys the field. Now man bearing down on him. He finds Evan Ingram, who fumbles, and it's recovered by the Houston Texans. That's Keith Bullock, who on the recovery. And Dalton Schultz goes up, climbs the ladder to make the catch. So the Texans gifted with a short field after the Evan Ingram fumble. And they go to Joe Mixon off the right side. And he's taken down from behind, but not before he gets inside the 10. So first and goal from the 7. And they go back to Mixon. And this time he's gobbled up for minimal gain. Second goal from the 6, Stroud from the gun. Pulls it down. Ooh, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That's Hamilton on the sack. The first sack of the day for the Jaguars. 4-step drop. Again, he tries to pull it down, and this time it's Olakun. So under 2 minutes. And that's after the field goal attempt is good. It's 17-7 Texans. Ooh, and that stopped for a 3-yard loss. Second and 13. And they go try the power up the middle again. This time ETN does shake loose, and he's got a good gainer on third down. So just under a minute to go here in the first half. First and 10 for the Jaguars. Oh, and D'Amico Ryans dials up the blitz, and they sack Lawrence for a 10-yard loss. Second and 20. At this point in the game, you really can't be having mistakes like that, especially with the clock running. They'll bring up third and 15, well outside of field goal range. They go to Bigsby again, and he breaks the tackle. It'll be a long field goal try. They're looking about a 57-yarder. And it falls short. No good. And that'll end the first half. The Houston Texans looking great, but of course it was the big fumble by Ingram and then a couple of sacks of Trevor Lawrence, knocking the Jaguars back on their final possession of the half. And so we go into the half with the Texans with a 10-point lead. Rookie Brian Thomas with one reception of 35 yards. And outside of that, a very quiet passing game for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They received the second half kick. So they'll get the first knock here in the second half. Trevor Lawrence from the gun. And quick throw, and it's intercepted. Derek Stingley, the number one cornerback for the Texans, and that was just a great play. He read the eyes of Trevor Lawrence and made the play. Really, it was good coverage. Lawrence's man looked like he had a set, but Derek Stingley recovered and was able to make the pick. Great ball skills from the young cornerback. Now 2nd down and 7 here for the Jags. And Mixon stopped for a 1-yard loss. Shot from the gun. 3rd down. He's got a man open. It's Collins. And it's a touchdown! Houston, Texas. And this is getting ugly, folks. The Jaguars had a chance to put some points on the board near the end of the first half. They got the kickoff to begin the second half. And the turnovers just absolutely killing any chance the Jaguars might have had against their division foe. So quickly, it's a 24-7 deficit. Oh, and Bigsby stopped in the backfield on that run. Lawrence, play action. Looks like he's got a man downfield. Instead, he'll tuck it. He'll take it himself, and he does get 1st down yardage. An underrated aspect of Trevor Lawrence's game is his mobility. Now back to pass. Ooh, dangerous across the middle. It was Stingley on the coverage again, and that could have been disastrous. Lawrence from the gun finds ETN out of the backfield, and that's good enough for 1st down yardage. So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 45. And Bigsby makes the first man miss. Only gain of 3 on the play. Now they run up the middle with ETN. And he's got just short of the 1st down yardage. So 3rd and short. We'll see what the Jaguars decide to get. And it's ETN up through the middle again. And he's recovered by the Texans. Wow, that's 3 turnovers for this Texans defense already. And they've just been stymieing the Jacksonville Jaguars attack so far. Stroud, back to pass. And he's got Schultz for the 1st down. From the 25. Shotgun snap. Looking for Collins. Oh, it's broken up. Incomplete. Stroud drops back again. This time, Collins is wide open. Down. CJ Stroud and Nico Collins have some great chemistry going. And this, folks, is turning into an absolutely devastating game for those Jacksonville Jaguars. They're getting crushed. 31-7. With time remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The Texans getting 17 points off those turnovers, and that's just a backbreaker. Lawrence. Handoff up the middle. Looks like the Jaguars are resigned to their fate and just trying to get out of town. Lawrence rolls out. He's picked off again by Bullock. And the secondary of this Texans defense is coming alive today. They have one of the stingiest defenses in the league, and their quarterbacks have a lot to do with that. Mixing on the pitch out. He's got some room. Shakes a man, and he's in for the touchdown. Now Stanley, of course, just shooting his way up the rankings here. His 6-2 record will definitely improve to 7-2, and that 72-point differential looks to make a massive leap forward after this game. Of course, there's still over 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. We'll see if the Jaguars can muster any kind of attack. ETN up the middle. Gain of 6. Bigsby off right guard, and that's enough for a first down. Now Bigsby off to the left side. He does have some room to run, but he's gang tackled after a gain of 7. Jaguars already starting to use their timeouts. Lawrence, oh, he's met in the backfield by one of the best sack artists of our generation, Daniel Hunter. Of course, joining the Texans from the Minnesota Vikings recently. Lawrence back to pass, and he checks it down. Oh, incomplete. He's looking for his outlet, and that one goes sailing past the head of ETN. Now Lawrence on fourth down finds his stellar rookie Thomas for a big first down gainer as we approach 2 minutes here in the game. Now Lawrence rolls out, and oh, he's lucky that wasn't his third interception of the game. Again, this Texans defense has been phenomenal so far. And Lawrence passes downfield to Washington. The minute 33, they'll take their final timeout. First and goal from the 7. From the gun, D'Amico Ryans brings the house. Oh, and that one sails out of bounds. Any lower than that, that was probably picked off again. Again, D'Amico Ryans bringing the blitz. And this time, the Jacksonville Jaguars find the end zone from Trevor Lawrence to Evan Ingram. So that will cut the deficit slightly with over a minute to play here in the game. It'll be a 24-point lead. Onside kick, and it's recovered by the Texans. Already across midfield, we'll see if they play conservative or try and add some more points on the board. Mixon, pitch to the left. He's got some running room, makes a man miss, and he's inside the 30. Stroud, back to pass. Good coverage downfield for once from the Jaguars, so he checks it down to Mixon, who still gains 8 yards on the pass play there. Now Stroud from the gun. Broken coverage on the back end. He sees Collins. He's got him for the touchdown! Stroud to Collins again. And this is an absolute rout. With no time on the clock, the Texans add more points on the board, and that'll be a 31-point addition to Stanley's point differential, and just a great performance from CJ Stroud. Look at that completion percentage, 92% for 265, and a couple touchdowns to Tank Dell, a couple touchdowns to Nico Collins. He looked absolutely unstoppable, and not to mention Joe Mixon on the ground, averaging more than 7 yards per carry. This Texans team, after their slow start, has looked incomparable the last couple of weeks. Nico Collins, there you see it, 7 for 178. Phenomenal performance from the Texans. Stanley may end up jumping up in the rankings, depending on how the rest of the games go today. But a great start to this week's slate of games. And now we look ahead to the second matchup tonight. Another divisional game between Troy's Buffalo Bills, or should I say first place Troy's Buffalo Bills, against the Miami Dolphins. Of course, Miami, last time they were consequential, knocked off the Baltimore Ravens, who were then undefeated. So they do have, with Tyreek Hill, Devin Achane, a little bit of juice on their offensive side. Of course, Buffalo, led by MVP candidate Josh Allen. We'll see how it shakes out today. Troy, 7-1 with a 101-point differential coming in this game. Allen finds his tight end Kincaid. Kincaid, who came in as a heralded prospect, hasn't quite lived up to the billing as of yet, but there's some speculation he may be dealing with a lingering injury. And first down after the gain of 35 by Kincaid. And he's taken out the backfield for a loss of 2. Allen from the gun. Lets it rip. He's got Khalil Shakir and a blocker out front, but Shakir taken down inside the red zone. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Allen drops back. He's got a man wide open. It's a touchdown. Bills. That's Amari. Josh Allen to Amari Cooper. Put the Bills on the board. Kick is up and good. That'll make it 7-0 on the first possession of the game. The Bills, sporting a very balanced attack. They're strong on defense, and again, have one of the best quarterbacks in the league in Josh Allen. His receiving weapons leave a little to be desired, but he makes the most of what he has. And it's picked off! Tua Tagovailoa picked off by Rasul Douglas, and a great pick there. He really laid out, kept his eyes on the ball, and watched it right into his arms for the big pick. And James Cook off the left side, off the interception. So the first play from scrimmage after the turnover, and that puts the Dolphins in a quick 2-touchdown hole. Bass's kick is up and good. So it's 14-0. Things couldn't be going more poorly for the Dolphins early in the game here. Their defense gives up a couple of long completions to Kincaid, then Shakir. And then after the devastating Tagovailoa interception, James Cook, which has a nifty little route off to the left side, goes in for the touchdown. Here's Devon Achane out of the backfield. One of the lone bright spots for this Dolphins team this year. And he is a great gainer. Tagovailoa, he finds Achane again out of the backfield. And this shifty little back is wow. Did you see the spin move there in the middle of the field, making multiple people miss? He couldn't quite pull away from the rest of the defense, but this is a special player, Devon Achane. Stop for a loss in the backfield. They try him again up the middle, and it's a touchdown! And that was all Devon Achane on that drive. He had the couple nice runs, a really great reception through traffic where he was able to gain a lot of yards after the catch, and that cuts the Bills' lead in half. Kickoff, fielded inside the 5-yard line. Codrington weaving around, he gets past the 20. First down for the Bills. Back to pass. And he finds Amari Cooper over the middle. Cooper makes a man miss and turns on the Jets. He's past the 50-yard line. And both offenses really having a great game so far. Allen pulls it down, running around, and that's good for a first down. About a 14-yard gain there on the quarterback keeper. Now Allen hands off to James Cook. Cook, oh, he breaks through a hole. They thought they had him dead to rights, and he's down for the touchdown. Buffalo. The Bills Mafia is breaking tables now. They're just going off the top rope there in the parking lot. I see shirtless people in the driving snow. Incredible. You really cannot take your eyes off this Bills offense. Josh Allen makes so much happen. Ty Viola, he finds Hill, and the Cheetah taken down at the 49-yard line. Dolphins showing some fight here. Ty Viola, oh, and his pass is blocked. So Tua had a man streaking down the field, but just couldn't quite connect. Raheem Mostert, now, first time we've seen him today. Good gain on second down. And they go back to A-Chain on the pitch, and he runs into a pile and is taken down behind the sticks. So it'll be fourth down and 2. We'll see what McDaniel likes to do here. And he punts it. Brings out the kicking unit. Fielded inside the end zone for a touchback. First down from the 25. Allen back to pass. And he lets one go, and he's got Amari Cooper again. That's Amari. He could go all the way. Touchdown, Buffalo. And Josh Allen delivers again. And Amari Cooper on the receiving end of it. Left for dead by multiple franchises. The Raiders, the Cowboys, the Browns. He's finding new life because he finally has an actual quarterback to throw him the ball. There you go, Amari Cooper for the score. And I thought the safety was going to get him, but Amari showing off a little bit of that flash that he was known for coming out of the draft. Under a minute now in the half, 21-point deficit for the Dolphins, and that pass is blocked and falls incomplete. The story here really is the Dolphins, and Ty Viola breaks away. He's not sacked, but he is stopped for a 1-yard gain. The Ty Viola interception early after the Bills went up 7-0, and then they were stymied on a subsequent drive, whereas the Bills have not done anything but score a touchdown on their possessions. And we go into halftime, 28-7, Bills lead. And here we go to start the second half. Dolphins receiving the kick. Down 21 points. They're going to need a little bit of help from their defense if they want to keep this game competitive. And there's Gregory Rousseau on the sack of Ty Viola. Looked like Tua was trying to make something happen after there was great coverage downfield. And he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. This time, it's Jalen Waddle who leaps up and makes an outstanding grab. Waddle, one of the unheralded members of this Dolphins offense, as Ty Viola hits A-Chain underneath. leaking out of the backfield for a first down. The Dolphins really need to not only sustain a drive, but have probably a quick strike in order to bring themselves within a couple of touchdowns of this Bills team. Because their defense has not shown up yet. A-Chain on the toss. He's got some room out to the left side. He's past the 40 and down at the 46. Oh, first and 10. Tua from the gun. He finds somebody named Smith for an 8-yard gain. Now Tua from the gun. Pressure up the middle. And, ooh, he's lucky that pass wasn't picked off by this feisty Bills defense. He brought the cornerback bullets. Oh, and he brings the house. McDermott bringing everybody on that one. That was suffocating. There was no way they could have gotten the playoff. And now they try for the field goal, and it is wide right. So the Dolphins come away with no points, and that's dangerous, giving this ball back to Allen the way he's been playing tonight. There's Amari Cooper again for the first down. I wouldn't be surprised if Amari goes for over 150 yards today. Josh Allen tucks it. Finds nobody over the right side. Great decision. He's inside the 20, the 10, the 5, and he's taken down at the 2. A lot of times they just let Allen punch it in from here. But no, they'll tap James Cook from the 2-yard line, who's in for the score. And it is getting ugly here in Miami. After the PAT is up and in, it'll be 35-7 Bills. So Troy looking to add to his first place point differential. And going up nearly 30 on this Dolphins team should certainly help his case. Still in the third quarter. Tua. Oh, he's got Jalen Waddle. And Waddle's got nobody in front of him to the 20, the 10, and he's taken down to the 8-yard line. As the quarter comes to an end and we begin this last quarter of the game, Dolphins knocking on the door. Tua has got all kinds of time. Oh, but he just can't pull the trigger, and it's knocked up for an incomplete pass. Now they go to A-Chain, and he's taken down. McDaniel's woes in the red zone continue. Tayabola tucks it, makes a man miss, and he's in for the touchdown. Tua Tagovailoa going in for the score. He does it himself with his legs. And the way this Bills defense has been playing, how can you blame him? Kick is up and in. And they try the onside kick. It's picked up by James Cook. So the hands team out there doing their job for the Bills. Oh, and Khalil Shakir streaking 10, 5. Oh, and he's down at the full 3-yard line. Well, Josh Allen distributing the rock. And they went to Cook last time. We'll see what they do here. Oh, Allen, uncharacteristic poor pass. And it's second and goal from the 3. Now they take Allen. Allen, who I believe had the most touchdowns of any quarterback rushing last year, does it again with his legs. And that's one of the common refrains when you go to draft a Buffalo Bills running back in fantasy football is, how many touchdowns is Josh Allen going to snipe from inside the 5-yard line, as he does right there. So 42-14 with a little under 3 minutes left in the game. And Tagovailoa has another pass tipped up. Well, due to his slightly diminutive frame for a quarterback, he certainly is not able to see everything over the line of scrimmage, and that's leading to a lot of knocked up passes here. Tua drops back to pass, and it's another pass block. So there you go again. Tua unable to evade the pressure in his face and unable to strong arm it over. Now 4th down. And he fakes the run. Oh, and he throws it to A-Chain, who was very well covered by this Bills defense. And they give the ball back inside the red zone. Allen, back pass. He's got Coleman. Keon Coleman hit for the touchdown. The Bills are pouring it on here late. Josh Allen spreading the ball around. That's passing touchdowns to Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir, and a couple to Amari Cooper. Plus he's hit Kincaid as well. So just an and he ran one in on his own. And in addition to the James Cook touchdown, that's 7 touchdowns for this Bills offense. And we'll see if the Dolphins just lay down or actually try to do something. And it's Mostert, ex-49er, who loses a yard on the carry. Tua, play action. He sees Tyreek Hill. And as he's done so many times before, Hill blows the top off this defense, but he's taken down at the 26-yard line. Under a minute here left in the game. Thankfully, if you're a Dolphins fan. Tua, back to pass, and another pass that's tipped. Tua from the gun. He's got a man downfield. It's Jalen Waddle. And Waddle's in for the touchdown. So Jalen Waddle cutting a little bit into Troy's deficit. With about 16 seconds left in the game before the kickoff, you have to figure the scoring is complete for this particular game. Of course, Dolphins try the onside anyways, and it's recovered again by Cook. So last play of the game, Allen from the gun, finds James Cook out of the backfield, and that's the 5th receiver to catch a pass today. And then you can see it in the stats. Josh Allen, 276 yards, no picks. Amari with, like we talked about, 130, nearly 150 receiving yards on his 4 carries, 2 of which went for touchdowns. Even though Devon A-Chain looked like a legitimate threat and Tua found Jalen Waddle numerous times, really, the Bills are such a balanced attack. They do it through the air. James Cook on the ground. They had absolutely terrific day. Not to mention Josh Allen, who found daylight numerous times after he pulled the ball down and scored on the designed quarterback keeper. So it's a 49-21 finish here in South Beach. The Bills maintaining their stranglehold on first place here in the standings. That moves Troy to 8-1 with about 130 or so point differential. Of course, the second place team, the Baltimore Ravens, owned by Kevin Felice, is our 3rd game today. And he is going up against the Minnesota Vikings, who are currently owning the 7th place position with a 5-3 record. So this game has lots of implications on the big standings board. So we're here in the Dome in Minnesota. Vikings win the toss, and they will choose to defer. Oh, I guess they chose to receive. That was okay. So McConnell, or going up kind of a different direction than he normally does, electing to get the ball first here. So we'll see Sam Darnold in action. From the gun. Oh, with the man in his face, and that falls incomplete. Looks like he just threw that one away to avoid the big hit. Darnold from the gun again. And once again, looking laterally, not even trying to find his big guns, Addison or Jefferson. And this one's blocked. So after two throwaways and a blocked pass, the Dolphins are forced to punt it away. So 3 and out forced by the Ravens defense. And you really can't afford to give up possessions to this Ravens team. With Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and their assortment of weapons, they will make you pay. And there's Lamar Jackson weaving his way out to the right side for a 3-yard gain. Second down, Jackson from the gun. Surveys the field. He throws into tight coverage. Oh, and he's lucky his tight end was Mark Andrews was able to get a hand on that. Otherwise, that could have been picked off. Now they turn to Derrick Henry, but he is taken down. So it's the Ravens' turn to punt after trading 3 and outs with the Vikings. And it's a short punt, fielded by the 20 by Bilal Powell. And Powell's got a little bit of room to maneuver, but he takes it past the 45-yard line. So good starting field position here for Sam Darnold and the Vikings on their second possession. Darnold all day to throw. He's looking for Addison. He's got Addison. The back shoulder fade from Sam Darnold to Jordan Addison, and that was a 54-yard pass, covered about 50 yards in the air. Absolutely phenomenal. Wow, what a way to get the scoring started here in Minnesota. Sam Darnold, the Reclamation Project, who spent last year with Kyle Shanahan, undoubtedly learning a couple of nifty maneuvers. Jackson on the boot. Jackson, he's got the first down. Sam Darnold, from seeing ghosts in New York to left for dead by the Panthers and spending a year in San Francisco under the tutelage of offensive guru Kyle Shanahan. And now here he is starting for the Vikings. Looks Lamar Jackson looking for second tight end Isaiah Likely, and that falls incomplete. Jackson from the gun, he tries to take off, and it's Greenard who comes up with the sack. Well, after the Ravens went 7-0 to start this campaign, their offense is showing little signs of struggling now, which we hadn't seen. They were so dominant for so many games this season. And of course, they play a balanced game, so we'll see if their defense can bail them out. And there's the big number 1 receiver, Justin Jefferson. Jefferson played collegiately at LSU. And there's the handoff to Jones, and he's suffocated for a 1-yard loss in the backfield. We go right back to him. Aaron Jones, who fights his way forward for about a 5-yard gain. And again, they go back to Jones on 3rd and medium, and Jones traversing the field, making a man miss along the way. He's got the first down. Darnold from the gun. He fires. He's got TJ Hawkinson. Ooh, and Hawkinson's got good enough yards for the first down. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. We'll see what the Vikings decide to do. And Aaron Jones up the middle for the touchdown. So Aaron Jones, after a great pancake block from the center, puts the Vikings up 14-0. And the Ravens have played so well all year, it's kind of startling to see them go down by any points, much less 2 touchdowns here in the first half. 14-0. Justice Hill takes the kickoff to the 18-yard line. And Lamar Jackson in trouble, and he goes down. So Jackson sacked on that play on the designed quarterback keeper. This time he hits Henry out of the backfield. Henry shedding defenders, and he gets pretty close to the first down marker. Vikings. Ooh, they uncover Mark Andrews, and Jackson finds him for the pitch and catch and the first down. Now Jackson from the gun, he's in trouble, and he's picked off! He's picked off by Murphy! Lamar Jackson with heat coming from the cornerback spot, and he throws an ill-advised pass, but Darnold matches it with an interception of his own. So both defenses bringing heat and putting the quarterbacks in uncomfortable passing situations. Now, Derrick Henry off to the left side, and he's good for a 12-yard gain. Derrick Henry, who kind of been underutilized so far this game, as Jackson finds Mark Andrews for the first down yardage. So they're nearing field goal range with just under a minute to go here in the half. They go back to Henry, and he tries left side, no room, goes back to the center, and he makes great adjustment there. He saw that his lane was blocked to the left, so he pivots, goes back to the middle of the field, and he's able to get first down plus yardage. Jackson back to pass. He's got a man open. He fires. It's Flowers. Save Flowers for the touchdown. The Baltimore Ravens, after going down 14-0 with just under a minute to go in the half, they have to make something happen, and they do. Cutting the lead from 14-0 to 14-7 here in Minnesota. And that's what good teams do. You give them an opportunity, one too many opportunities, and they will make you pay. And Chandler, good return, but he's taken down as the clock expires. So we go into the half here with Lamar Jackson playing a great game, but really it came down to Derrick Henry making a couple of really nice plays, and Lamar Jackson getting some good play from his receiving core, including his tight ends Likely and Andrews. Now, both quarterbacks had some pretty egregious interceptions on back-to-back plays, but the offenses have looked okay, and we'll see what happens here in the second half. The Vikings, who elected to receive the opening kickoff, now give it back to the Ravens. Jackson on that designed quarterback keeper again, and he's got some room for a 6-yard gain. Jackson's taken a couple of sacks today, a few that, looks like he was trying to make a little too much happen. And there they go, the big dog, Derrick Henry, down to the left side. He's shedding defenders, the stiff arm, and he's taken down past midfield. With this array of talent, it's really hard to know what the Ravens are going to do. Between Jackson's rushing ability, his passing ability, and of course the monster that is Derrick Henry, who fights his way forward for another first down. It's going to be rare that the first person to meet Derrick Henry takes him down. And there he is, running into a wall of Vikings defenders. And all the momentum has shifted here to the to the Ravens. Oh, and Bullard coming in with his second sack of the game. That'll bring up a long down for the Ravens. Oh, and nobody home on that Lamar Jackson pass. So going from driving to the big killer on the sack there from Bullard. Jackson had all the momentum on his side before he took that sack, though kudos to Brian Flores and this Vikings defense for dialing up the pressure at just the right time and knocking the Ravens out of that drive. Now Sam Darnold, back to pass, play action. He's looking for Addison, and he's got Addison. Addison well beyond the safety, and he's got a 47-yard completion. And Sam Darnold staying poised off the play action, man bearing down on him. Once again, finds TJ Hawkinson, his big tight end. And Hawkinson, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, he's inside the 5. Let's see what the Vikings elect to do here. First and goal. They find Jones up the left side, and he stopped at the goal line, just short of the marker. They go back to Jones, and he's in for the touchdown. Again, huge implications for this game. Kevin Felice's Ravens currently sitting in second place, and with a 7-1 record, with Ian's Vikings sporting a 5-3 mark. Vikings win this game, and there could be some shuffling near the top of the leaderboard. Of course, a lot of game left to play, so more than a quarter. And 21-10 here in Minnesota. Lamar Jackson looks deep. He's got Flowers. And Zay Flowers laying out. It was good coverage, but Flowers and Jackson really honing that connection. And that was a terrific play by Zay Flowers. Jackson back to pass again. Ooh, and this time he's blocked at the line of scrimmage. He had a man bearing down on him. Dangerous play, but he gets it away. This time they're waiting for Derrick Henry, and Flores, seemingly in the offensive coordinator's head there, knew exactly what was coming. This time again, Henry stopped for no gain, and they go back to pass. It's picked off! Going for it on 4th and 15, and Byron Murphy picks it off. So the Vikings, already up 11, get the crucial interception of Lamar Jackson. And now it's Sam Darnold's turn to go to work. He finds his man, Justin Jefferson. And isn't that the old adage? Once you get a turnover, you go for the jugular. And that's exactly what the Vikings did there with their big dog, Justin Jefferson, with a 27-yard gain. Darnold, a little wild on that pass. Comes down to second goal from the 6. Waits, and he's got it for the touchdown! Justin Jefferson making it a laugher now. This late in the 4th quarter. 3 minutes left, but it's going into a 3-score game. And it's going to be tough for these Ravens to come back with just 3 minutes left. But it's Tecmo Bowl, so anything can happen. Justice Hill returns it past the 20. Jackson, play action. Good coverage. Deep, and it's a fumble. Oh, it's recovered by the Ravens. Ronnie Stanley, their left tackle, rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling, but he turns what could have been a disaster into a positive play. Ravens still need something explosive here, and instead, Jackson's taken down by Blake Cashman. So Brian Flores having none of that. He calls an all-out blitz, and Jackson is overwhelmed. Huge loss on the play. About a minute 30 here remaining in the game. Jackson from the gun. Lamar looks down the field and throws it into tight coverage. I don't know what he was expecting Zay Flowers to do there. And they run into Henry off the right side. But too little too late on that 4th down run. Turned over on downs to the Vikings. Darnold fumbles, but it's recovered by Cam Robinson of the Vikings, who probably shouldn't have, but still tries to run forward. Something about linemen running after picking up a fumble. You expect the worst. Second down and 6. And Darnold feeling the pressure. And it's the defensive back Marlon Humphrey who comes up with the sack. Now, just about 10 seconds here in the game. Hawkinson pulls it down. And that is the final whistle. So an upset here in Minnesota as the Vikings bring down the mighty Baltimore Ravens 28-10. And you look at the scoreline here, Sam Darnold completing almost 2/3 of his passes for 244 yards. He did have the interception and a couple of sacks, but stays clean enough to keep the points on the board and keep the Ravens at bay. His favorite target, Jordan Addison, who has... When Sam Darnold needs a play, you'd think it'd be Justin Jefferson, but because of the attention he's afforded on nearly every down, Jordan Addison has actually been their leading playmaker for this campaign. And of course, the Ravens, who typically lean pretty heavily on Derrick Henry, he is shut down below his normal standards, only 75 yards. And Lamar Jackson with a 35% completion percentage, the 2 interceptions, and numerous sacks taken. So really just one to forget for the Ravens here. And the Vikings at home stun second place Baltimore. And there will be a shakeup at the top of this leaderboard after this week. Next game on the slate here in week 10 of the Players Club Tecmo Bowl Draft Special Challenge. The New England Patriots visiting the Tampa Bay Big Chops Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, who looked like ass last game, will be going up against the terrible New England Patriots, coached by, well, one of their old players who sucks. And Drake May, their quarterback, Ramondre Stevenson, really a collection of what you might call garbage weapons, going up against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who have won the NFC South for a couple years in a row. And they're playing in the hot, humid Tampa Bay Stadium. Probably. There we go. All righty. So, Pats at Bucks. Bucks win the toss. And they elect to return. Oh, Joey Sly, who will kick off to Bucky Irving here to start this game off. Irving, who has been the engine of the Buccaneers offense all season long, has provided a real spark since they moved into special teams. And there's Irving with pass out of the backfield. Irving makes a man miss. He's past midfield. He's inside the 40. And that was a huge play from Bucky Irving. Oh, Baker Mayfield wasting no time in finding his rookie running back. Speaking of running backs, Mayfield again hitting his man out of the backfield. That was Rashad White on the reception of the first down. Now the toss out to Irving. Irving, who gets inside the red zone, inside the 15. And we'll see what Baker Mayfield can do here in the red zone. And, I don't know if it was intentional, but he's lucky he threw that out of bounds. There's a good chance that was going to get picked off. Of course, turnovers, the bugaboo for Baker Mayfield this season. But he's got Bucky Irving on the right side. Bucky Irving makes him a miss. He's in for the touchdown. So Bucky Irving doing it all. Receiving, running, returning. He is the do-everything back here for the Buccaneers. And he goes in for the score. And Big Chops' Buccaneers really needed that one. Travis, who comes into this game in 9th place with a 4-4 record and a negative 17-point differential, he could really use some goodwill here in this game. There's Ramondre Stevenson off to the right side. Stevenson, who looked a tick slow after injuries robbed him of a lot of games last season. They've got Drake May, the North Carolina product, in the backfield, or taking snaps. And he's errant on that throw. And that'll be a quick 3 and out for this terrible Patriots offense. Patriots, of course, coming in with one of the lowest over-under for the wins this season. Many think they'll be picking first in next year's draft. Oh, and it's Mayfield throwing an ill-advised pass into double coverage. Stop me if you've heard that one before. Oh, Baker, back to pass. He's got Chris Godwin. Oh, and he overthrows Godwin. Godwin, the slot receiver, and he just couldn't come down with it. Now Baker Mayfield's got man. It's Mike Evans, Mr. 1000. And that one was a bit off target too, but Evans able to haul it in with his 6'4" frame. And they're in business inside the 15. Toss to Irving. Oh, and the Patriots defense sniffed that one out. They're playing for pride at this point, even though it's only a 7-point game. And after the first quarter comes to a halt, we'll switch sides. It'll be 3rd and 15 for the Bucs. Mayfield, back to pass. And this one sails into the cheap seats. Now, Baker Mayfield has not looked sharp to start this game. Even his completions have been an adventure. But McLaughlin is true through the uprights. They'll make it a 10-0 advantage for Tampa Bay. Jermichael Hasty fumbles. It's recovered by the Buccaneers, and it's a touchdown. Antoine Winfield opportunistically with a scoop and score, and in the span of 5 seconds, it goes from a 7-0 game to a 17-0 game. To quote one Denny Green, well, paraphrase really, the Patriots are who we thought they were, which is terrible. Jermichael Hasty does not fumble this time, but he is taken down past the 20-yard line. Drake May from the gun. He looks for Demario Douglas, and just off the fingertips of Douglas. Oh, 2nd and 10. They run Ramondre Stevenson to the left side. Stevenson finds a lane, makes the man miss, sheds a tackle, and he's fighting for extra yardage before he's taken down after a 22-yard run. So great work there from Ramondre Stevenson. Now May back to pass. Ooh, and that one could have been picked off pretty easily. So the Tampa Bay defense has shown up here today. And here they come. And oh, he gets rid of it, and it's Hooper. So Hooper bailing out Drake May, and he gets nearly first down yardage. Now the toss to Stevenson off the left side, and Stevenson does convert the first down. So he 1st and 10 from the 32. Stevenson off to the right. shedding a couple tackles. He was looking like Derrick Henry out there. Surprisingly, just a 17-0 game. And May finds Hunter Henry, the pride of the Arkansas Razorbacks. So it'll be 1st and goal for the Patriots. All day. He throws. Oh, and this one is tipped in the end zone. So 2nd and goal. The Patriots really want to get a touchdown on this drive. I don't even know who Drake May was looking at. That possibly could have been intentional grounding. That was horrible. Drake May, back to pass. He's got Stevenson, and Stevenson drags him into the end zone for a touchdown. Well, after looking pretty pathetic for the first quarter and a half, the Patriots have finally come alive, put together a decent drive, and Ramondre Stevenson powers them to some points. No, we'll see if they can hold Baker Mayfield, or possibly take him off like everybody else does. Oh, 1st and 10. Mayfield, back to pass. That, I don't know what he was looking at. Buck Irving off the left side. Really, this just tosses to Irving about every other play because he has looked phenomenal all season long. 16 seconds left. The Bucks take the first time out. Mayfield back to pass. He's got a man. It's Godwin. Again, kind of errant, but Godwin able to secure it. And we go into halftime just 17-7. And honestly, the Patriots, after the fumble on the kickoff return, which was returned for a touchdown, they really have not looked good on offense. Outside of Ramondre Stevenson, who's got 4 for 51. But the Buccaneers playing the brand of football that just lets their opponents hang around. They're the type of team that can play up or down to whatever their opponent's level is. And right now, they're lucky to have this 10-point cushion. So we go into the second half. Actually have a marching band on the field for their halftime show. I haven't seen that since Super Bowl I. And it's Jermichael Hasty on the return. Hasty, I think he was on the Niners for a minute. Drake May, back to pass. He doesn't see what he likes. He tries to tuck it, and he's taken down to the backfield by Smith. Tyke Smith was able to corral Drake May in the backfield, and that was a really group effort. And Drake May, ooh, that had pressure in his grill, and he's able to get it away. May again back to pass, and he's in trouble. He goes down. No, he's still. Oh, Levante David finally finishes him off. Wow, I'm surprised Drake May stayed upright for that long. So the Patriots, who had a chance to really put a scare into the Buccaneers here,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break for commercials.
And welcome back, sports fans, to the Tecmo Bowl League. Coming to you from gorgeous Santa Clara, California, to watch this divisional matchup between frenemies Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan. A matchup of perennial Super Bowl contenders, the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams, who are helmed by who's? Well, it's Chris Horner's team. Oh no, Chris Felice's team. I'm sorry, Chris Felice, who has the pleasure of riding the Jake Moody struggle bus, as he has all season, going up against Chris Horner's Rams. So we're in for quite the treat tonight. Horner, of course, the 4-5 record in 10th place. Chris, a 4-5 record in 11th place. So there could be some shaking and moving tonight, everybody. Kyron Williams off to the right. And he's taken down after a gain of 7. So the Rams already in the red zone. And, Kobe Parker. Kobe Parker makes an incredible catch. Comes through in double coverage. Stafford threading the needle there, and it keeps the drive alive. Wow, Stafford with pressure in his face, able to stand tall and make that throw. And Kyron Williams off the right tackle, and he's in for the touchdown. So the 49ers defensive line, which has been woeful against the run this season, continues to give up huge plays. This time is to Kyron Williams on the touchdown. The Swiss Army knife, do it all back, Christian McCaffrey. And he's got some room to run. Makes man miss. He's to the 45. Oh, great run there for McCaffrey. Really a stroke of genius from Chris to put McCaffrey in his special teams lineup there to return punts and kickoffs. And he was getting nothing from his previous receiver there. Juwan Jennings. Oh, he's got a step, but Brock Purdy overthrows him. And Brock Purdy's accuracy, which was terrific last year when the Niners went to the Super Bowl, has really not been there this year. He looks for Ayuk. He's got Ayuk. And Ayuk's inside the 5. He's in for the touchdown. So Brandon Ayuk, whose contract dispute hovered over the Niners like a black cloud during the offseason, looks happy as a clam there, getting that touchdown pass from Brock Purdy. And that was, Brock Purdy put a little bit of air under it, but Ayuk going up and making the catch there. Moody's PAT was good. And we'll see what the Rams do here on their second possession. To Williams. And Williams fights ahead for 8 yards. He's looked feisty this season. This time, the Niners are waiting for him, but he's still able to fall forward for the first down yardage. They go back to Williams, and again, exploiting that poor run defense from the 49ers. They're able to get chunk plays at will. This time, the 49ers fortify that right side of their defense, and they're able to get the stop on Williams. Stafford, back pass. And it's Puka Nacua, who had a step on Diamador Lenoir, and that's a huge gain there as this fourth quarter comes to an end. Puka Nacua, who came on the scene strong and usurped Cooper Kupp as the #1 target in this pass-heavy offense. Nacua went to school in Utah. Oh, and Stafford, he had Cooper Kupp and just leads him a bit too much. course, there was a Niner bearing down on him, so that forced the errant throw. And this time, Nick Bosa is able to get a hand in Stafford's face, and he misses again. That'll bring up Cardi for the kick. Oh, that one came off his foot a little funky. Oh, and it just sails right. There's something about the uprights here in Santa Clara. Purdy to McCaffrey. And McCaffrey takes what was blocked for him, but is unable to get any more. Now Purdy back to pass. Throws, and it's caught by George Kittle. Contested catch, but George Kittle is able to use his strong hands to fend off the defender and bring that one in for the reception. McCaffrey off the right side. McCaffrey, he's got first down yardage. So about a 10.5-yard gain there for Christian McCaffrey, former Offensive Player of the Year. One of only 2 players in league history to have 1,000 yards receiving and rushing in the same season. Purdy from the gun. And, ooh, he tries to find McCaffrey out of the backfield, but that is well covered. So the Niners now forced to punt. So after we saw touchdowns on the opening drives from each of these teams, it's been back-to-back. Well, I guess the Rams actually missed the kick, but a punt and a stalled drive on the other side. Stafford, back to pass. He's got Nakua, Puka Nakua, and he's pulling away from that Niners defense as he crosses midfield after the 45-yard line. Puka Nakua, not known as a burner, but more of a technician with his route running. And, oh, this one nearly intercepted. That was Fred Warner climbing the ladder, getting a hand on it. Oh, Stafford under pressure, and there's Fred Warner again. He is all over the place tonight. Fred Warner, one of the very best linebackers in the league. And this pass goes incomplete. Intended for the tight end. And that'll force a punt from Los Angeles. Well, barring a quick 3-and-out or a turnover, this should be the last possession of the half. As Brock Purdy and the 49ers go to work from the 25. Purdy tosses. It's George Kittle. Kittle. Oh, God. Kittle high-stepping a little bit there, but he couldn't quite get away from the safety. There was nothing but green grass in front of him. Now they go McCaffrey up the middle. McCaffrey knifes forward for a 5-yard gain. Now bring up 2nd and 5. Now the clock's working against the 49ers here. They're just outside of field goal range, but they will need to get a first down in order to have a shot at it, especially with the way Jake Moody's been kicking this year. Purdy, rollout. He's got a man deep. He's got Ayuk. He sees Ayuk. It's a touchdown for the 49ers. Brock Purdy on the play-action pass. He rolls out to his left, sets his feet, takes his time. He's able to put an accurate pass on Brandon Ayuk, who is left wide open at the left sideline, and he stutter steps into the end zone for the 49er touchdown. 49ers 14, Rams 7, as this first half comes to an end. Wow, just an incredible display of athleticism. Brock Purdy, way to set his feet as Jared Verse was bearing down on him, possible rookie of the year, and he's able to unload to Brandon Ayuk, put an accurate throw on it, didn't take the big hit, and the result's a 7-point 49er lead. So Ayuk with the 2 monster catches so far tonight. Travis, are you there? Sideline reporter, can we get some correspondence?
Sorry, there was a pit bull in the booth.
Mina, the shop dog, wanting to let everybody know what she thought about the game so far. Mina, of course, a Scarlet and Gold believer, member of the Faithful. And that'll bring up second down after the sack. Stafford goes incomplete, so it'll be 3rd and 15. Now, this could be a pivotal play with the Rams already down 7. And Stafford's taken down again. Fred Warner for his second sack of the game. Now, when we say Fred Warner is everywhere, the man leads linebackers, all middle linebackers, in interceptions since he came into the league. He gets sacks. He's perennially one of the best tackles, and he's terrific in coverage. So Fred Warner, all pro, getting in the backfield and taking Stafford down for the second time this game. Purdy from the gun. He tucks it. He's got a lane. Oh, no. He throws across his body and across the field and finds George Kittle. Typically, those are things you do not want to do on an NFL football field. But George Kittle, the safety valve, helps him anyways. And there's Deebo Samuel. 19 problems, but he got a catch. Oh, and he's taken down by Rosemoon. Oh, Purdy under plenty of pressure. And he's taken down. Now McCaffrey's got lots of room to the right side. And he's taken down just short of the first down marker, 4th and 2. I think the analytics bros would say go for it. Instead, they put it on the trusty foot of Jake Moody. And, oh, he goes wide right. Jake Moody wide right from 35 yards. Huh. All right, well, it's a 7-point lead still for the 49ers as this lackluster Rams possession continues. Stafford, oh, he was nearly intercepted by Charvarius Mooney Ward. And that'll bring up 4th down in the punt unit. So the Rams kicking it right back to the Niners after the Niners drove inside the 20-yard line. They were in the red zone before their drive saw to 4th and 2, and Moody pushes the kick to the right. Well, we'll see where the Niners offense goes from here. If they sustain another drive, they could put this game out of reach with only 40 seconds here remaining in the third quarter. Instead, Purdy sails one on his intended target. So they go back to the ground with McCaffrey. McCaffrey outruns the pursuit to the left side. He's got the sideline. McCaffrey down the sideline, and he's got a huge gain. Oh, it was a 32-yard pickup there from Christian McCaffrey. And now Purdy with the fake handoff. He's going to take it himself. Purdy, he's inside the 20. So the Niners in the red zone to start this fourth quarter. Nursing a 7-point lead, the Niners go to McCaffrey on the right side. McCaffrey shaking, baking, making moves, and he's in for the touchdown. Christian McCaffrey making multiple defenders miss. Looked like he was on the hit stick right there. Juking and jiving. So Christian McCaffrey. And that's a 21-7 game. Still plenty of time here for the Rams to mount an attack. But the way Niners defense has looked the last couple of possessions, they're going to need to really pull out all the stops. Kyron Williams, who's been extremely steady this year, he makes a couple of people miss. He's out past the 40, out of the 43-yard line, caught from behind. Kyron Williams isn't known for his burst or long speed, but he is shifty. And there he goes, making a couple of people miss through the hole. Then we're down 2nd and 3. Stafford, back to pass. He's on the comeback route, and that's incomplete. He was looking for Cooper Kupp, the former Super Bowl MVP there. And they go back to Williams on the ground, and he's got enough for the first down yardage. Kyron Williams, who stays in on about 85% of the Rams' plays. Oh boy. Colby Parkinson. He goes down to the 1 yard line. It was a busted coverage on the back end, and Stafford hit Parkinson for a big gain. And they go back to the ground. It's Kyron Williams again for the touchdown. So Kyron Williams with his second of the game, both from rushing inside of the 3 yard line. And with the point after try, we'll make it a 7-point game again. So the Niners unable to really pull away from the Rams here. They'll get another possession, show what they can do. McCaffrey making miss, and he's logged a lot of yards in this game. You see it in the stat sheet with the catches and runs, but he's also done returns of punts and kicks. So he's been a busy player tonight. Birdie from the gun. And it's caught. George Kittle. Again with another contested catch. And a first down. That forces the Rams to use their first timeout of the game here. Just a minute and a half left in the fourth quarter. Rams need a stop or a turnover. And they'll get neither. Juwan Jennings making a big play there. That's a 21-yard gain, it looked like. So Juwan Jennings, when Purdy needs a big play, he looks to Juwan. Juwan, formerly of the Tennessee Volunteers. And that play falls incomplete. Second down and 10. McCaffrey finds the sideline. He stays inbounds, forcing the Rams to use their final timeout. And this is a crucial third down play here. The Rams stop him. They may get the ball back. Instead, it's McCaffrey. And he is taken down behind the line of scrimmage. And the Niners send out the stalwart, Jake Moody, to extend this lead. Moody, who pushes last one wide right. Oh, it's off the upright, but it's good. Jake Moody off the upright and in. And that should ice this game as clock says 1 second remaining. It'll be a nifty play here as Stafford looks for Cup and misses, but that'll do it. So San Francisco, who has played below their standards so far this season, finds a way to get it done in Santa Clara against the division rival Los Angeles Rams. And you see it there, Matt Stafford, the 28% completion percentage. He was under duress all night. He was getting beat up from Fred Warner. Bosa was in his face. He had just a lot of pressure. The coverage wasn't great. There were a couple of times, especially I think of the play to Colby Parkinson, where the 49ers defense kind of fell asleep on the back end. But when they were dialing up blitzes and Sorensen was fortifying that front, they were able to do the job. Kyron Williams, who looked pretty good on his 12 touches, unable to carry the Rams here. So it'll be the Rams who lose and the 49ers who go up. Now Chris is ahead of Chris in the standings. And another big matchup this evening with Jacob Amaya's Detroit Lions going out to the nation's capital to face Matt Rush and the Washington Redskins. Of course, Washington with a 7-2 record, being led by rookie Jaden Daniels, who has looked phenomenal all season long. And the Lions, who came into the season as Super Bowl contenders, possibly favorites, after they fell in the NFC Championship game to the 49ers last year. And they were winning that game through the first half, but unable to hold on. A couple of questionable play calls late. And the Lions sport a 5-3 record, sitting in 6th place, the coveted last spot of that upper tier for the playoff bracket. Oh, and it's Frankie Louvu coming up with a sack. So we got a battle of 3rd place and 6th place with 2 wins between separating them. Now 3rd and 16 after the big sack from Louvu. Goff back pass. He finds Gibbs and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Now 4th down and 9. The punt. Field of 32. And the coverage takes him down after about a 9-yard return. So 1st and 10, and we'll see the sensational rookie Jaden Daniels. Stands tall in the pocket, finds the veteran tight end Zach Ertz, and Ertz fights his way forward for a 23-yard gain. Now Daniels, handoff to Robinson, and Robinson not able to get much going on that play. Now Daniels on the quarterback keeper. And wow, this rookie is fast. Daniels, who was drafted out of LSU. Oh, he finds McLaurin, and it's a touchdown! Washington! So Jaden Daniels putting the Redskins up early here in this first quarter. Cake is up and good. And he continues his sensational rookie campaign with a really efficient drive. And now the Lions find themselves in a hole. The return. Oh, he's past the 40, the 45. He's almost to midfield before he goes down. That was a nifty return. We'll see what Goff and company can do. Surveys field, back to pass. And, oh, this one off the hands. He was looking for Sammy Laporta there over the middle of the field, but just a tick too late. There's David Montgomery, former Bear, who goes forward for about 3 yards. So it'll be 3rd and 7 for Jared Goff. Back pass. He's got James Williams streaking up the right sideline. Said he checks down to Amon Ross St. Brown for the 1st down. And it looked like a little bit of a scramble drill there, but Amon Ross knew exactly where Jared Goff was looking. This time, Goff's going to do it himself. No, he finds Laporta down to the left, inside the 20, inside the 10. Oh, he's tackled at the 10. Big Sam Laporta, fat, wide open, waving his arms, and Jared Goff able to find him for a big gain on 3rd down. And he looks for Laporta again. He's in for the touchdown. Sammy Laporta, who was sensational last year as a rookie, hasn't quite been able to replicate that success this year, but he is in for the touchdown. Of course, Jared Goff always trusts him in that short to intermediate area. He's got incredible hands, and it was a really nice play design there to get him wide open to the left side of that end zone. So Austin Eckler on the return, and he gets it past the 20. Jaden McDaniels hands off to Brian Robinson. Robinson breaks the tackle, but he's stopped for just a 2-yard gain. Now they try Austin Eckler, switching it up a little bit. The veteran of the Chargers, also friend of the fantasy industry. And now Daniels on 3rd down. Oh, and this pass goes out of bounds. And he let his man just a little too much. Tried to put it where only he could reach it, but the toe tap try was not successful. So the Lions take over. And Jahmyr Gibbs showing off the athleticism. I don't think that was intended for Gibbs, but it looked like he had a bit of a miscommunication, ran similar route, but was able to secure the pass anyways. David Montgomery. And he shed some tackles, and he's inside the 25. David Montgomery, the Thunder to Jahmyr Gibbs' Lightning, with a great run there. And Sam Laporta, Goff's safety valve, shuts tackles in for another touchdown. So that's 2 touchdowns for Sam Laporta on back-to-back possessions. This one coming from 24 yards out. And there's great coverage on the outside there. Both Williams and Amon Ra were covered, and that left a soft spot in the middle of that cover 2 defense where Sam Laporta was able to find a hole, sit down, get the pass, and then make a man miss, and he was in for the tutty. The first and 10 from the 22. Jaden Daniels, quarterback keeper. He's off to the left, past 30, and gets about 9 yards on that run. So the design Daniels runs have been fortuitous, and then you go back to it. Why not? It'll get you 9, it'll get you 9 more, and that's Jaden Daniels on the design quarterback run. You got to put a spy on them if you're the Detroit Lions right now, because that play it's money in the bank every single time. Off Neckler on the draw, and he's stopped in the backfield for a loss. 3rd and 16. Daniels, plenty of time. Surveys, finds Zacchaeus, and he springs forward for the first down. So on 3rd and 16, the Lions played a little bit more of a prevent defense. They only rushed 3, and Jaden Daniels was able to survey the field and pick him apart. Now Daniels fakes the keeper. They do put a spy on him this time, but he actually passes it to to Ertz. So Zach Ertz, formerly of the Eagles, able to make the play there. And with time running out, they'll try the field goal, and it's up and good. So Zane Gonzalez cuts the Lions' lead to 14-10 as this half comes to an end. Detroit did not look good on their first possession. Looked pretty bad, and they were about to get eaten alive on their second possession before Jared Goff miraculously found Laporta for a really nice play. So that was big turn of events there after the Commanders looked like they were going to cruise up 7-0 with the Lions on their heels. But the Lions offense comes alive. Sam Laporta is there to bail out Jared Goff a couple of times. He gets both touchdowns, and the Lions really want to run the ball. They want it to be Montgomery, they want it to be Gibbs, and then Jared Goff working up the play action there. But the running game has not been there as the Commanders have been beefing up that line of scrimmage, and the Lions have been forced to go with Goff through the air, and it's been successful so far. On the other side, you see Jaden Daniels, who's had success with his legs thusly, and he had that nice pass to Terry McLaurin, but the Commanders' passing game otherwise has left a little bit to be desired. So we'll see how they respond here as the teams come out for the second half. Eckler on the return there. And we'll see what the formerly Redskins do. Oh, and they're taken down to the backfield. Yikes. Right on their own goal line now. And dangerously rushed with Jaden Daniels. But, of course, he's so fast. Oh, wow. He is speedy. I can't believe they called a quarterback run that took him deeper into the end zone than he already was. That was outrageous, but it pays off. He sees McLaurin, and he's got McLaurin. Jaden Daniels finding Terry McLaurin down the left sideline, and that's a big game there. So going from the 2-yard line now at the 44, and he throws it right at a Detroit Lion, and I think it hit him in the face mask, but he's unable to come down with it. They go to Eckler, and Eckler with the loss of yardage on the play there. So now 3rd and long. Daniels back to pass. He looks for Ertz. He finds Ertz. And Ertz fighting forward for the extra yardage. Is he? Yes, it's a first down. So Zach Ertz fighting everything he had to get that first down yardage. Oh, and Jaden Daniels is taken down to the backfield. That's a 7-yard sack on another one of those design quarterback keepers. Daniels, again, looking for McLaurin, finding McLaurin, and he's wide open for the touchdown! The Washington Redskins retake the lead on the Jaden Daniels to Terry McLaurin pass. That is such a devastating combination when they have the rollout and you don't know if Daniels is going to tuck it and run or if he's going to look for his favorite target, who usually lines up on that side during that play. This time, he lets it loose. The safety bites on the threat of Daniels' legs, and Terry McLaurin wide open, walking into the end zone. Goff on the play action. Looks for Amon-Ra. He's got Amon-Ra. 30, 20, 10, 5. Oh, and Amon-Ra St. Brown taken down at the 2-yard line. Wow. There was somebody in the backfield, but they thought that Goff was going to hand it off, and instead it's a huge play to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And on the very next play, David Montgomery muscles his way in for the touchdown. The Redskins' lead did not last very long. And after the PAT, it's a 21-17 game. This has been a really exciting game so far. Lots of fireworks on both sides. Just two explosive offenses. And when you hear the name Cliff Kingsbury, you just think of his failed time with Kyler Murray down in Arizona, or his getting fired and then taking a vacation immediately. But he rehabilitated his image there with Caleb Williams at USC, and now as offensive coordinator of the Redskins, he's bringing the most out of rookie Jaden Daniels. Throws it a little wide, out of bounds. So 4th and 10. I love that they're giving the rookie a chance, keeping the ball in his hands, literally. And he goes for Zacchaeus. Oh, tight coverage, and it's turnover on down. Oh, the Commanders deep in their own territory. That's something you think that the Lions coach would do, but looks like the Redskins are following suit here. With Jared Goff all day. And overthrows Amon-Ra St. Brown at the corner of the end zone there. Looks like he had Laney on to keep it and had a couple of layers on the flood concept. Instead, he overthrows his intended target. Jahmyr Gibbs with the first down. It would be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. And there's Montgomery. And he's taken down after a gain of 1, 2nd down and 2. And there they go into the touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs on the power. That was just old school football. Hat on a hat. We've got one extra running back that you can't block. And Jahmyr Gibbs goes in right behind his lead blocker, and he's able to scoot in for the touchdown, nearly untouched. So that extends the lead for the Lions here. Still plenty of time for the Redskins, but ill-advised 4th down play call inside their own 20-yard line looms large now. Jaden Daniels fitting it into a tight space for the first down. And Daniels on the bootleg gain of 6. They really need an explosive play here if they're going to keep pace. And Daniels, ill-advised throw over the middle. Looks like he had Ertz in his sights again, or Ertz was covered by the linebacker. And I don't understand that play call. When you're down the way they are, with the clock where it is, you can't run Robinson to the left side. That's just not where it's at. Jaden Daniels looking for McLaurin. Oh, he throws McLaurin! That was the play the Redskins needed to get back in this game, and instead the Lions take over on downs with 2 minutes left and up 2 scores. If the Redskins were able to connect on that play for the touchdown and then possibly hold the Lions to a 3-and-out or even get a turnover on the subsequent possession, then they would have been in prime position to maybe take the lead or have a chance late in this game. But instead, due to a couple of questionable coaching calls, the Lions are going to come away with the victory here. Just over a minute left in this game. Lions knocking on the door again, up 11, and it's another touchdown for Detroit. Well, Jamison Williams, first time we've called his name all night, and Jared Goff not letting his foot off the gas here. Just over 1 minute left. And Jake will move to 6-3 on the season here, and Matt falls to 7-3. So Matt, who came out of the gate hot, started 7-0. Looks like maybe the rookie's hitting a little bit of a rookie wall, or now that there's some tape, some defensive coordinators kind of figuring him out. Or it could just be a case of the Lions being a very, very good team. So we will see what happens, but with that win and that loss, Jake finds himself maintaining a spot in that upper tier for the playoffs, and Matt still looking good. Still has a very high point differential. He's already banked the 7 wins. Just a little more vulnerable than he looked through week about 5 or 6. So that'll be Lions 35, Washington Redskins 17. And of course, the couple big plays to Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jared Goff with a stellar completion percentage, finding Samuel Laporta for those 2 scores. And even though they weren't able to get their running game going like they normally do, David Montgomery was able to get in for a score, Jahmyr Gibbs was able to get in for a score, and they were able to take it to the Commanders. So maybe some youth showing from the Washington side, but the Lions win at home, 35-17. And that'll take us to our final matchup of this evening. Monday Night Football between the Philadelphia Eagles, who are going to Lambeau Field to take on the Green Bay Packers. So Richie's Green Bay Packers, who are mired in the 3-5 campaign thusly, they did get back in the positive for point differential after the shellacking they laid down last week. But after starting 0-5, Richie's team on the rise. So they've won 3 straight. Jordan Love has looked every bit the player he was last year, and his dynamic receiving core has shown up. And the Raiders cast-off Josh Jacobs has been leading the way on the ground, so we'll see if they can keep it up or if this stretch is merely an illusion. Whereas the Philadelphia Eagles, coming off the bye last week, they should be rested and focused. They started off hot, but lost a couple of couple of games they maybe shouldn't have lost, including against division rival Daniel Jones. Please. So we'll see how it goes this evening. And the Eagles doing what I hate, which is taking the kick first. And Devontae Smith past the 20. Well, usually they'll do something stupid like throw it on first down. Oh, and they do, but this time A.J. Brown catches it for a first down. I wonder why they don't just run Saquon Barkley like the first 2 plays of every series, but whatever. Jalen Hurts back to pass, looking for Jahan Dotson, and instead he throws into triple coverage like a dum-dum. Well, there you go. Oh, and it's a pass combination. Again, to start this drive. This one also falls incomplete, so surely they'll run Barkley on that stupid toss to the left side like they always do. No, they put it back in Hurts' hands, and again, he stinks it up and throws it nearly to the other team. So Jalen Hurts, who I think realizes awful in this game, is showing how awful he is in this game. And the Eagles get 3 and out, which is pretty dumb. And now we see Jordan Love in action. Love, toss to Jacobs, and the Eagles defense all over that one, 2nd and 15. I was curious about that. Oh gosh, and there's Jacobs off to the left side, and he gets back about a 10-yard run, so 3rd and 6. Love, back to pass. Oh, he's bear down, and Josh Sweat gets him for the sack. So even though the Eagles have terrible play calling, their defense is able to suffocate the Packers on their first series. And Devontae Smith goes down super easily like he always does. Got to get that guy freaking punt returns. Hurts back to pass. Why would you go to Saquon Barkley? I don't know. Oh, and A.J. Brown bails out his quarterback. 10-5, touchdown, Eagles. A.J. Brown, who of course went to Mississippi State, with his 6'4" extremely awesome muscular frame, able to grab that errant pass from Hurts, who again showing his inaccuracy. Everybody's favorite defensive back to take in the draft, Nixon, who's not really a good defensive back, but does run back things, so you get points there. Woo. Oh, and Jordan Love finds his man down the field, first down. Now they go back to Jacobs. Jacobs off the right side, he's got a blocker. Makes a man miss. And he's got 13 yards on the carry. Oh, 30 seconds left in the first quarter. They go back to Jacobs. And Jacobs again gets the first down. Wow, running with power, Josh Jacobs. You gotta question the Raiders front office for not trying to retain this guy. And as there's 1 second left, last play of the quarter here. Love, back to pass. He's got some options. It's Reed. Jaden Reed for the touchdown. And the Eagles secondary playing the run the entire way. And instead, Jordan Love pops it over the top to Jaden Reed. Kick is up and good. And we're tied at 7. So after 1 quarter, nothing's been decided. And hey, look, the Eagles get the kickoff again. What do you know? Smith taking the ball out of the end zone. Oh, he traverses the field, makes a man miss, gets got the kicker, and he gets taken down by the kicker. Who doesn't love a good kicker tackle? Oh, wow, Saquon Barkley, they give it to him on first down? No way. Oh, and he, wow, is good for about a 30-yard gain. Weird. They should probably do that, like, way more often. Oh, no, and it's Hurts in the gun. And Hurts is going to try and run it, and instead he gets sacked by Ngabare. What a stupid thing to do. All right. Oh, hey, Saquon Barkley, what do you know? He gets a bunch of yards. That's so weird. Maybe you should do that more often. 3rd and 2. And Saquon Barkley, and even though there's 2 defenders right in front of him, he makes he fumbles. Saquon Barkley with a fumble, and that's what you call instant karma, folks. 1st and 10. Jordan Love pitches out to Josh Jacobs, who shedding tacklers left and right, getting that 1st down yardage, fighting his way forward. Now Love, straight drop back, and it's Kraft, the tight end Kraft, and he's got 1st down yardage. Well, we've called a couple of these Green Bay games. I didn't even know Kraft was on the team. Love drops back. He sees a lane. Oh, but the defensive lineman recovers, and Reed Blankenship is there to clean up the sack. So 2nd and 13. Love all day. He looks for Jaden Reed again. Oh, and finally, the Eagles defense makes a semblance of a play. It knocks the ball down. 3rd and 13. They're in field goal range. Will they get more? Incomplete pass. And a minute and a half remaining here in the 1st half. Tied game. And the kick is up. The kick is good. Brandon McManus gives the Green Bay Packers a 3-point lead here at Lambeau. Jordan Love will have just over a minute to work with once he gets the ball. And they're operating from their own 23-yard line. Hand the ball to Barkley. Barkley looked like he had a lane to the right side, but cuts it back to the middle of the field, and he's taken down for a short gain. 2nd and 7. They give to Barkley again, and this time he's stuffed after a gain of 2. So 3rd down and 5 yards to go. Again, the play goes to Barkley, and he's stopped short of the 1st down? Huh. Okay. And the Eagles are going to be forced to punt this one. Not a lot of time left, but we'll see if Jordan Love tries to air one out from his own 15. Oh, no, that's the end of the half. So, disappointing offensive showing from the Philadelphia Eagles. Jordan Love sucks, it turns out. I'm sorry. Well, he sucks too, but Jalen Hurts really sucks. A.J. Brown is really good, and so is Saquon Barkley, but Jalen Hurts and whatever play calling is going on here for the Eagles is terrible. So Packers, who received the kick to start the half, oh, what do you know? Probably if you win the kickoff or win the toss, you just elect to receive in the 2nd half, like a real football team. But I guess the Eagles prefer not to do that. Jordan Love has literally all day to throw, and that one falls incomplete, surprisingly enough. Love, under pressure, he gets rid of it, and Jaden Reed goes up, and that was surely going to be an interception. But somehow Jaden Reed has the wherewithal to make a spectacular jumping one-handed behind the back catch. I've never seen anything like it. That was Tecmo at its finest. And Love to Reed again for the 1st down. And there's Tucker Kraft, who gets a 1st down. That's 2 big 1st down plays for Tucker Kraft in this game so far. Love out to Jacobs. Jacobs has been absolutely demolishing this Eagles defense. He's had a lot of positive plays so far. And, the pass falls incomplete in the end zone. So 2nd and goal here for Love and the Packers. And Jacobs has a lane. Jacobs for the touchdown. So the Packers take a 2-score lead over the sorry-ass Philadelphia Eagles with Jalen I Suck Hurts, who's going to probably shit the bed the rest of the game. Exciting times here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Well, Devonta Smith, who you may remember was the hero of the college championship for Alabama a couple years ago. Of course, Hurts also played in that same game. Of course, he got benched for Tua Tagovailoa in the overtime. But that's another story. Barkley! Whoa, Barkley gets a first down. No way. 1st and 10. They go back to Barkley, who rarely loses yardage. Only able to pick up 1 on that toss. Oh, Hurts under pressure, and he goes down. Hurts all day. Instead, he runs into another sack from McKinney instead of trying to get to one of his playmakers. Oh, what a dipshit. You know, the quarterbacks from both of these teams, if you put their jerseys next to each other, say, love Hurts. But if you hold up 2 Jalen Hurts jerseys, it's Hurts. Really, Hurts sucks. There's Josh Jacobs getting more chunk yardage against the crappy Eagles defense. How do they suffocate the Chiefs in the Super? Never mind. Oh, for the interception! They just want to give you a little bit of hope. Well, the Eagles, let's see how Hurts fucks this one up. Oh, wow, he actually gets rid of the ball. He finds his tight end, Dallas Goedert. Goedert shucks a would-be tackler, and he's down inside the 35. Now Hurts back to pass. He's under pressure. Gets rid of it, and it's picked off. That's how he fucks it up, right there. Wow, called that one from the booth. Hello. Jordan Love to Jacobs. Probably a first down. Like he does every fucking time. It's ridiculous. 1st and 10. Christian Watson for a lot of fucking yards. Get out of here with that shit. 3.5 minutes, 2-score game. The Eagles have seven goddamn points. Fumble! Oh, recovered by the pass. No, Eagles got it. Just want to give you some hope before they take it away again. There's Barkley. He looks a tick low. Looks like this workload from the second half is kind of wearing on him. Unfortunately, they'll probably have to put in Jalen Hurts' incapable hands. Oh no, they go back to Barkley. And he gets down. The Eagles blowing through their timeouts. And they go back to Barkley on the toss. You know, if you'd started the game doing this instead of doing it when you're down by 10 points in the 4th quarter, you probably won't be down 10 points in the 4th quarter. Dum-dums. There's Barkley. Weaving around. Hey, he shuts the tackle. That's good. He's still on his feet. And he fumbles. I mean, at that point, you're wasting the clock. Probably going to fumble. It's like, just don't do it. Hurts. He's got a man wide open. Instead, he pretends like he's going to run it and get sacked. I mean, A.J. Brown could have taken a kayak into the end zone. He could have literally went to Big Five, bought a kayak, brought it back, and rode into the end zone. Oh, finally a touchdown. Holy shit. A.J. Brown, really? You forget that he's on your fucking team? Jalen, dumbass. Wow, 3-point game. They go for the onside. It never works. It's not worked one time ever. Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, even though they called the same fucking play, even though they blitzed everybody, Jacobs still gets outside for an 8-yard gain. That's just terrific. Terrific. No timeouts. Under a minute left. Down 3. They're on the oh gosh. Josh Sweat with his second sack of the game. Come on now. Really need like a fumble that somebody takes the other way for a large gain. Josh Sweat, third sack of the game. Who fucking cares? Oh, great. And that's how this stupid piece of shit game ends. So Richie coming out of the cellar while Greg is falling out of the standings and into Lord knows what fucking place. Travis will tell us, I'm sure. So he goes 6-3. Fuck. Oh my god. I'm gonna vomit.
It's not too bad. Just drops behind Matt down to 5th place. Still
Fuck
has
you, Richie.
the
Fuck you, Packers.
second most
Suck
points.
My dick. Fuck
So,
you, Jalen Hurts. You
all is not
suck.
lost.
Is there another quarterback on this team? Can I put like a different quarterback in? Or is that not allowed?
That would have to be something we would discuss off the air.
Can I put like Goddard in as quarterback, or like literally anybody else? Is there an offensive lineman that can play quarterback for me?
Unfortunately, I don't think that is an option. The game's not quite that advanced.
All right, sports fans. Well, thanks for listening to another riveting week of Tecmo Super Bowl simulation for the draft, for the Players Club draft selection allotment.
Choice order.
I am the governor. Big Chops, our producer behind the scenes, making this shit work, son. Thank you for listening. Thanks for playing. Fuck Jalen Hurts. And got anything else?
No, just see you next week, folks. Have a good one.